China this morning, a powerful earthquake has killed more than 120 people and injured hundreds.
China, a nation of vast landscapes and deep-rooted cultural heritage, has recently been thrust into a period of unprecedented turmoil. Nature's fury has descended upon the country with relentless force, unleashing catastrophic events that many are interpreting as divine retribution. From towering floods to earth-shattering tremors, the entire nation finds itself grappling with one disaster after another. This monumental upheaval has left millions in despair, struggling to comprehend the magnitude of their suffering. As the calamities persist, the question looms large. Is this a punishment from a higher power, or simply the wrath of nature? Join us as we delve into the harrowing events that have engulfed China, leaving an indelible mark on its people and land. In recent years, China has faced a series of devastating natural disasters that have not only caused significant loss of life and property, but also stoked fears and anxieties among its populace. From violent storms to catastrophic floods, powerful earthquakes, and even tsunamis, these events have collectively inflicted severe damage across vast regions of the country. Each disaster has its own unique characteristics and impacts, but together they paint a troubling picture of a nation under siege from nature's fury. Storms, particularly typhoons, have repeatedly battered China's eastern and southern coasts. Typhoons like Mangkhut and Lakima have made landfall with ferocious winds and torrential rains, leading to widespread destruction. Coastal cities like Shanghai and Guangzhou have been particularly vulnerable, with infrastructure damage running into billions of dollars. The disruption caused by these storms extends beyond immediate physical damage. They also lead to prolonged economic hardship, displacing communities and disrupting daily life and local economies. The frequency and intensity of these storms have raised questions about climate change and its role in exacerbating these natural phenomena. Flooding is another recurring nightmare for China, with the Yangtze River basin being one of the most affected areas. The 2020 floods, for instance, were among the worst in recent history, affecting over 63 million people and causing tens of billions of dollars in damages. Entire villages were submerged, crops destroyed, and the loss of human life was tragic. Floods have not only immediate but also long-term consequences, such as the displacement of millions of people and the destruction of arable land, which in turn affects food security. Efforts to manage and mitigate flood risks, such as the construction of the Three Gorges Dam, have sparked debate about their effectiveness and unintended consequences, including environmental degradation and the displacement of local communities. The cumulative impact of these, in many cases, these events are seen not just as natural occurrences, but as ominous signs, stirring fears rooted in ancient prophecies and religious beliefs about the end times. In Chinese culture, natural disasters have historically been interpreted as signs of cosmic imbalance or displeasure of the heavens, often seen as a harbinger of societal upheaval or change. This belief is reinforced by the teachings of various religious and spiritual traditions that predict catastrophic events as precursors to an apocalyptic future. For instance, some followers of traditional Chinese religions and folk beliefs view the recent spate of natural disasters as fulfillment of prophecies about the end times. These prophecies, often derived from ancient texts and historical patterns, suggest that a period of intense natural and social turmoil will precede the advent of a new era. The psychological impact of such beliefs can be profound, influencing how people interpret and respond to these disasters. In rural areas where traditional beliefs are often more deeply ingrained, the perception of natural disasters as divine retribution or warnings from the spiritual realm can lead to fatalism and resignation. A devastating earthquake struck China, causing unparalleled destruction and loss of life. This catastrophe, characterized by its sheer magnitude and the scale of its aftermath, has deeply shaken the nation. The epicenter, located in a densely populated region, resulted in extensive damage to infrastructure, homes, and public buildings. Entire towns were reduced to rubble, with rescue operations hampered by aftershocks and difficult terrain. The human toll has been staggering, with thousands confirmed dead, many more injured, and countless families torn apart. Amid the chaos and grief, a narrative has emerged among certain segments of the population that this disaster is a divine punishment, a manifestation of divine wrath for perceived moral and spiritual failings. This belief has added a complex layer to the already multifaceted response to the earthquake, influencing how communities and individuals cope with the tragedy. The earthquake's immediate impact was nothing short of catastrophic. Buildings crumbled like sandcastles, roads split open, and entire neighborhoods were buried under landslides. Emergency services were quickly overwhelmed, with first responders working tirelessly to pull survivors from the debris. Hospitals, themselves damaged, struggled to accommodate the influx of wounded, while makeshift